Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Dragon Lines number 4 from 1993 in Marvel Epic Comics. And so Ron Lim and Peter Quinones' epic move comes to a close as the Kue Emperor's plan reaches its dreadful climax. Strangely enough, it seems as if the series did improve as it went. The problem would appear to be that there was simply more plot than necessary, because when the series got out of its own way, the results were entertaining and interesting. At the risk of belaboring the comparison to the early Image lineup, this series struggles the closer it adheres to the template of a standard Marvel comic, and thrives the more it focuses on its ostensible raison d'etre, that is, showing off what Ron Lim can do unshackled by the fetters of drawing someone else's stories. The action is great, there just isn't as much of it as you'd hope. What sticks out in hindsight is just how prescient the whole affair would become. I've already mentioned the striking similarities between the setup here and Toriyama's Dragon Ball, two series built off the bones of the legend of Sun Wukong, transplanting ancient martial arts lore to a futuristic setting. No one in 1993 in the United States knew who Son Goku was, and it would be a few more years after this before that franchise was even a whisper on the lips of hardened otaku. Ron Lim saw that future coming down the pike, but there just wasn't a lot of interest anywhere at the time for martial arts material. Even at Marvel, Shang-Chi himself went almost 2 decades with only a handful of appearances to his name, following the 1983 cancellation of Master of Kung Fu. It's interesting to see the future arrive ahead of schedule, but surely cold comfort for the men who were too early to the party. As with much of the heavy hitters lineup, the problem was not incompetence or inexperience, but simply excitement. Everyone in 1993 could see that Marvel's official counter to Image was a sleepy backwater for established pros to play around while hopefully taking up shelf space that might have otherwise been used for Image books or any of the other dozens of smaller publishers springing up like mayflies. For all that can be said of Image, the company's first wave of releases were clearly creative gambles, and even if they didn't pay off, they made wide swings. This series needed more of that kind of ambition.